Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, that's the graphic on your screens. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh wants to court terror apologists. Can you believe that? The individuals today who have been exposed by Times Now First and are being prosecuted today by the NIA for having received funds from Pakistan to not just arm with stones all those young children who we see destroying their futures to pelt at the idea of India, but also terrorists. They supply money to terrorists. Who's the other person on that list? Ghulam Nabi Azad, leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, not some small fry, won an election with the support of a notorious Pak Dalal that the NIA believes is today in the pocket of the ISI, and we are talking about Rashid Engineer. Ambika Soni believes talks with traitors will bring peace. How so? How so? The Congress itself conducted not once, not twice, but 3 times a dialogue with separatists over the last 10 years. What did that bring them? That's the question she needs to be asking herself. Chidambaram, the former Union Home Minister, believes alienation is the root of the problem. The proof is mounting that it is paid Pakistani propaganda that is the root of the problem. Alienation is being created on the back of money. Pradeep, I want to bring you in on this. This is a serious turn towards treachery in Jammu and Kashmir, Pradeep. And I want to ask you, can you give me an idea of who's got an invite? We are being told that all Hurriyat conference leaders are being invited. Rashid Engineer, Babbar Qadri, Nasirul Islam, all these people have been given an invite.
See, Rahul, since morning I had been in touch with all these Congress leaders. They are saying that we had come to Kashmir Valley with an open mind, and as they call it, a hand-holding exercise, because this is totally in response to a complete shift of the Modi government policy of embracing Kashmiris. But they are not understanding that by holding hands of all these people who had been stoking anti-India sentiments and creating trouble and destabilizing situation in Kashmir Valley, they will not only be emboldening and encouraging them, but they will be making them relevant, because these are the same people who have been completely rejected by the people of Kashmir Valley. Because when NI arrested 7 of their second-rank leaders, everybody was expecting that there will be a kind of a reactionary response. People will be coming out on street, but nothing like that happened. By doing so, Congress will not be making themselves more relevant in present political scenario, but they will be making these people relevant who are outrightly rejected by people of Jammu and Kashmir. So far, we are being told that they are going to meet the 50 delegations, which will include Kashmiri Pandits, which will include traders, community, mainstream political parties led by Umar Abdullah, like National Conference, CPIM. But they have openly asked these people to come out to this place. But one thing they will not be doing, that unlike in the previous visits, we have seen that they had been knocking at the doors of the separatists to avoid some kind of an embarrassment. This time they have said that we are ready to hold dialogue and talks with the people who are India haters, who have been bashing India on all the grounds. So that way it is really a very serious matter. And besides other things, people really feel that this is a futile exercise. Reason being that former Prime Minister, when Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, he had constituted a group of interlocutors. They had gone and met the people in all the 3 regions, submitted a report. That report was neither discussed in the parliament, nor that report was ever discussed, whatever suggestions had been made were ever implemented. That report continues to gather dust. So people here are asking questions, when you were in power, you were not able to do anything. So what you will be doing right now? So they feel that this, in fact, visit is not going to help them achieve anything except for their political ambitions, because in forthcoming there will be by-elections in 2 of the seats. So they are eyeing at that. But so far as Kashmiris are concerned, they simply feel that they will be simply left out, because all these political parties are only trying to resurrect their dwindling political careers. But this way, if they will be meeting the separatists, they will be only encouraging them, but not be able to do anything, because this way they will be sprinkling salt on the wounds of all those soldiers who day in and day out have been sacrificing their life to ensure peace and prosperity for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. So that way they will not be doing really good for neither for India nor for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Rahul.
Right. Now let me just open this out. Look at the people who've got an invite. Rashid Engineer, what he does. I'm not saying this. The NIA says this. Paid by Pakistan to block Kashmir's integration. Madhav, pay attention to these names. Babbar Qadri, what he does. Lawyer. He's a lawyer, self-professed lawyer. What does he do? He's embroiling the army and the police in legal cases. And I was told by a very top-ranking army man some time ago that this is a new element in the war that Pakistan is waging against the Indian state to trap army into expensive litigation by rousing protesters to file cases of all sorts of concocted violations against the army. So the army is busy fighting cases rather than fighting the enemy on the ground. Then there is Nasirul Islam, who is the deputy mufti in the state. He exhorts Kashmiri youth to march against India. He's done it right here from this platform. These are the individuals that the Congress is going to be breaking bread with. Isn't that an absolute travesty? Madhav, isn't that an absolute travesty? What is the Congress trying to prove?
Well, absolutely, Rahul. And in fact, it's extremely shocking. Clearly, of course, on one hand, while they may or may not be meeting formally with the Hurriyat, in fact, there's no formal denial that has come in yet that Congress will meet them. And that itself is a big question. If they are, of course, a national party, as they do claim they are, why can't they come out and openly say that they would not be meeting with separatist leaders? We do know the huge controversy that happened just 4 months back when Manishankar Iyer what the situation is, what the centre is trying to do vis-a-vis the entire NI action on ground. Aren't they encouraging all of these people and mainstreaming the fringe? That's the big question. Clearly, of course, all of these elements and the names that you mentioned, Rahul, while they may or may not be directly involved with separatist politics, they certainly do provide a lot of ground for them over there in Kashmir. And while that separatist label may or may not be attached to all of these people, while they may or may not be formally part of the Hurriyat, the fact is that on ground, all their actions, all their words are very clearly on the same line, and it is those elements that are helping, that are being helped by the Congress party. And also, I'd like to just refresh your memory to what Rahul Gandhi said as far as the entire Kashmir issue is while he was in Berkeley, very clearly referring to this current government's failure. It's clear that this is part of a larger political script and narrative that the Congress is trying to build vis-a-vis this entire PDP-BJP government as well as the centre, trying to highlight their entire failures only for their own political gains. And that's what's really dangerous. Politicizing and communalizing a sensitive issue such as Kashmir could have its own huge effects in days to come.
Okay, so let's just throw this open. Let's throw this open. Joining this panel this evening, Gaurav Bhatia, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Major General G.D. Bakshi, Dr. Dinesh Varshney of the CPI, Suhail Bukhari, political analyst, Alimuddin Khan, political analyst, and Babar Qadri, president of the Lawyers Club of Kashmir. Let me first go straight across to General G.D. Bakshi. General G.D. Bakshi, how do you view this hand-holding exercise planned by the policy planning group, sir?
आपका कुछ नहीं है भाई, आपका मैं जानता हूं आप लोग क्या बोलते हैं.
General, can you hear me?
Look, I am very sorry to state that this so-called hand-holding exercise is being primarily directed towards a group, that has just been, you know, caught by the NIA with its hand in the till, receiving tainted money from the ISI, receiving tainted money from the Hawala racket, using that to burn schools, to get the stone pelters on the streets, and to generally, who are the primary agents of chaos. I think these people need to be acted against, not encouraged in this manner, not legitimized in this manner, when the NIA is taking criminal proceedings, launching criminal proceedings against them, to try and give this veneer of respectability to a group of traitors, to try and give this veneer of legitimacy to a group of traitors, absolute sold-out traitors, is what beats me. I mean, how can they try and again restore the legitimacy of a group which has been thoroughly discredited as being sold out to Pakistan as being the agents of chaos.
Alimuddin Khan, that's the basic point, isn't it? Why are we giving anti-India haters a stage?
Rahul ji, first of all, when Ghulam Nabi Azad was Chief Minister in J&K in year 2009, this militancy was completely vanished. There was no militants in South Kashmir, and Kashmir was very peaceful. Problem started when BJP came to power with the PDP, because PDP was helped by the Hurriyat. And that was the main cause. As far as this meeting here in Hari Niwas is concerned, this meeting only of the Congress workers meetings, Congress leaders meeting of the Kashmir, and Prime Minister's meeting delegates from the various groups of the Kashmir, especially of the Congress workers, not the outsiders. And they will go to even Ladakh, to Jammu and to Srinagar, all three regions. Then they will find out what the situation, what the Kashmiris exactly want. As far as Hurriyat and other things is concerned, that is the prerogative of the government, whether they want to talk to them or they want to use them as a tool to bring peace to the valley. And the ultimate game is to bring peace to the valley. That is the ultimate purpose of all the meetings.
Khan, this is ridiculous.
Held by the government or by the
opposition.
opposition.
You are sounding ridiculous, Mr. Alimuddin Khan. Completely ridiculous this evening. Completely ridiculous. Are you trying to tell me, sir, that by giving a platform and legitimizing individuals who are paid by Pakistan, you're going to have peace? You're going to have greater understanding? How does this work? Suhail Bukhari, analyst of some credibility. Do you endorse this? Do you think this is the way ahead?
Rahul ji, this meeting here is only a Congress workers meeting.
It's not a Congress workers meeting, sir.
So what you...
No, don't be an apologist.
Congress workers meeting going on.
They are meeting 50 delegations representing various social, political, religious and other groups. And they have said it in their own words. They are saying that these are the real people who will discuss genuine issues and not the engineered groups that were constituted by the government that met Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh. I'm not saying it, they are saying it. General Bakshi, do you believe that a certain political color is being lent to a very sensitive problem?
Rahulji, let me clear to you, at present meeting is going on.
That Rashid engineer has just been caught by the NIA. They have just proved that he was receiving money from the ISI through ISI brigadiers. You want to talk to such people? You want to give legitimacy to such people? You want to reintroduce them into the entire Kashmir discourse? They should be behind bars.
You are misquoting, sir.
They should be behind bars, such people. Aren't you aware of what Rashid engineer has been doing? Aren't you aware of what Rashid engineer has been accused of?
Let me go across to Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia, the Congress has accused your government, sir, of meeting engineered groups and claims the groups, it is meeting other real people. So there's a distinction that is being drawn between engineered groups and the real groups.
You see, meeting here is purely of the Congress workers, number one.
Rahul, it is most unfortunate, and I say this more as an Indian than as a spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, that the Congress is trying to milk the situation when the government has taken a very categorical and firm stand and has acted against the militants and terrorists of whom 150 have been gunned down this year, when the government has arrested separatist leaders who are acting against the national interest. At that time, the Congress is trying to politicize the issue, and Congress is acting like petrol over the anti-India fire. The timing is so very wrong, and that is why I feel that Congress today has let down the entire nation. Second, these separatists, because of the stern action that has been taken by the BJP government in the past 1 year, have been crumbling. You know, they have been at their weakest point, and this meeting today would give them the courage again and would resurrect them, and that I think is unfortunate again.
By saying this, Earlier he said there will be no dialogue with anybody.
Mr. Alimuddin, let me tell you what Saifuddin Soz said. Saifuddin Soz, a former minister from the Congress, said if we would have been in power, Mr. Burhan Wani, the terrorist, would have been alive. So your sympathies and support lies with the terrorists, and every Indian support is with the brave Indian army and the police officers who are laying down their life to restore peace in Kashmir. Stop this ranting. Stop this ranting. Stop this ranting.
More than 1,000 civilians are died.
You have lost your conscience, let me tell you. And it is only because of the failed policies of the Congress that we see today all the problems in Kashmir. Last 50 years, you slept over Kashmir problems, and today you come on TV channels and you weaken the tough stand of the government. But let me say this to you and traitors who you are meeting, that government will remain firm. We are strong. We will keep on acting. We will ensure that India is safe and becomes free of terrorism.
What is of particular concern, Mr. Bhatia, in the Congress narrative? 1 minute, Alimuddin Khan, please stop shouting. Relax. Can't speak over another person, please. 1 minute. Let's have some discipline on this panel. I want to bring in, I just want to go straight across to Suhail Bukhari. No better informed journalist on the ground there than Suhail Bukhari. I want to ask you, Suhail Bukhari, do you think the Congress is doing a terrible disservice to a recently concluded government initiative to engage people from a different cross-section of society in Jammu and Kashmir by suggesting that they were engineered groups? Is that fair?
Well, Rahul, the problem is that as far as Kashmir goes, Kashmiri people go, the engagement, quote unquote, as referred to from center has lost its credibility. And there are reasons. We've had engagements that only talked about issues, but nothing happened on ground. As far as Kashmir goes, we cannot afford to be hopeless. So any initiative, despite the fact that there is a lack of credibility, whenever it happens, we would hope that it brings out something positive when it comes to Kashmir. Having said that, as the questions that you have raised and others have also raised, that Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister of the UPA for 10 odd years. There were interlocutors which were appointed. They had given their reports, and then there were other things that had happened. But what did they do when it comes to practically implementing the things that had come out? Nothing.
That hardly means, Suhail Bukhari, that hardly means that you go and speak and throw your arms open.
Can I, Rahul, respond to that, please?
Yeah, okay.
Rahul.
Please respond, sir. Mr. Bhatia, respond.
Yeah. 2-3 things, let me make it very clear that the BJP government will never compromise on national interest and national security. And just see the difference between the BJP government stand, where we cracked on the separatists, we exposed their links with the Pakistanis, the terror funding that was happening, and the UPA government for 10 years were delaying the cases on these separatist leaders. No action was taken, and the Kashmir policy itself was dictated by these separatist leaders, even if it was against the national interest. Now at this juncture, when we have broken the backbone of the separatists and the terrorists, at this juncture to engage with them, what message are they trying to send to the entire country? To the brave Indian soldiers and to the police officers who have laid down their life. And these very Congress people were not there when Kashmir was facing floods. They were not there when the Amarnath Yatris were attacked by terrorists. And that terrorist was gunned down 2 days back only because of the tough stand taken by the government. So the timing itself is very, very dubious. It is against national interest, and this could have been delayed. There is no opposition if they talk to the Kashmiris, but don't talk to traitors, don't talk to people like Babar Qadri who spew venom against our country.
That's right.
And especially at this juncture when the entire problem was being taken so seriously and effectively.
Babar Qadri, 1 second, I want to ask you, are you going to be attending this meeting?
See, sir, first of all, I have in the history seen for the first time Indian polity and Indian state confused.
I'm asking
on the
you,
one hand,
are you attending this
come
meeting?
with the delegation. That's what I'm saying. Yes,
no.
I have been invited.
You are
I was
confused,
invited
Mr.
by
Baba Qadri. Okay, let's start the program by having the narrative right. Do you say that you are a proud Indian? If you say you are a proud Indian and Kashmir is an integral part, then feel free to take part in this conference.
You don't want to listen the reality.
What is the reality? It's a paid propaganda. That's the reality.
Like
yes,
if you are
so-called strike.
Let me tell you.
And you do not even have the courage to say you are a proud Indian and you are proud of India, then we will strangulate you. And that is our duty, our first duty. So, then say that Kashmir is an integral part of India. Say that, and I will put the debate to rest after
Otherwise,
that. No more questions from you. Yes. Yeah. I know you
want to listen to me?
The separatists also today.
Can anybody else also speak now?
It's an important time for you.
Babar Qadri, it's a very simple question.
Will you allow me to speak now?
I'm only asking you a simple question. Are you going to be attending this
But
outreach?
Gaurav Bhatia, he's a turncoat. He's a turncoat recently joined.
I am asking you a question.
And now he's talking the.
Can you answer the question instead of personally accusing people?
I was an Indian. I will always remain an Indian. Kashmir is a part of India. It will always remain a part of India.
Now you are saffronized.
No, one
now
second.
You are saffronized.
Babar Qadri, are you going to be attending this meeting? Let's get to the point.
Say that and I'll give you my time also to speak.
I was as. No Kashmiri is against dialogue, but the question is, I was invited and I communicated my reservation that I cannot attend the delegation there where it is located this time in Harinavas, because that was earlier a torture center. I recollect the memories in the past that
but you would have gone,
were killed there and
but you welcome
there.
it. So but you welcome this.
If they approach.
But you welcome this. Yes or no?
If they approach, if they see, we have not invited them. They have come themselves.
Yes. So will you? No, 1 second. I'm asking you a question. Don't today dance around. I'm asking you. Simple. Yes. Do you approve of this outreach? Would you have met them had they not met you at Harinivas?
It's a good initiative.
It's a good initiative. Why does a person that rejects the Indian state want to engage with the Indian state? Babar Qadri, why do you even want to go there?
See, there is always...
On every program in this channel, you have sat here and told me that you love Pakistan.
Is one,
you have told me you love Pakistan. So why are you bothered if people invite you or not? You should have immediately said, we're not attending.
Two different characters.
You're a hypocrite.
Rahul, can I please come in?
Yes.
I am not a hypocrite. You are
a complete hypocrite, sir. You're a complete hypocrite.
Former Prime Minister has visited India. He visited Kashmir and you are against him.
He is against the idea of unity of India, India being one nation where Kashmir is an integral part of India. He is against that idea and therefore he is one of the traitors.
Absolutely. An individual today
between two different
Mr. Qadri, do you embrace the idea of India, yes or no? Do you embrace the idea of India, yes or no?
Within the family, dialogue happens always with the neighbor.
Yes, Rahul, that is the question to ask him.
Do you embrace the idea of India, yes or no? Can you answer me?
No, Kashmir is a disputed territory.
I'm asking you, if you do not even embrace the idea of India, then why do you even bother about being invited or not invited for talks? Babar Qadri, you're a waste of time. You are totally being caught out here on this debate, and therefore I want to bring in Suhail Bukhari.
He shouldn't be given so much importance. Because India can do without people like Mr. Qadri, I'm sure.
So the Congress party, Mr. Alimuddin Khan, you need to hear this. You sent an invite out to a man who does not even believe in the idea of India, Alimuddin Khan.
If your cameraman can show this, sir.
I'm asking you, Alimuddin Khan, why are you inviting those who do not believe in the idea of India? Isn't that treachery? I'm asking you, sir, today. Please answer. Why does the Congress that you sympathize with and defend to such a degree, why is it inviting people who don't even believe in the idea of India? They'd rather see India destroyed.
India does not have consensus on their national
1 minute. I'm not asking you, Mr. Qadri. I'm asking the gentleman by the name of Alimuddin Khan, and I want him to answer.
Sir, I'm answering. You see this card. This is the card. This is the meeting, Pradesh Congress Committee of J&K. This is purely a Congress meeting.
Listen. You have got statements. That have been issued by your leaders. The invite is here.
Let me counter that, Rahul. Let me counter that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. Alimuddin
Mr. Bhatia, this is J&K Congress Committee meeting.
Senior leaders of the Congress itself. Mr. Alimuddin ji, senior leaders like Ghulam Nabi Azad and others have said this is a conference where everyone is invited to have a dialogue, and that would mean including the separatist leaders from the Hurriyat and Mr. Baba Qadri, who does not even subscribe to the idea of one India and Kashmir being an integral part of India, has also been invited. So you stand exposed. Times Now has done a great job by inviting Mr. Baba Qadri and asking him this question: if Mr. Baba Qadri was invited, is he a Congress worker or a leader? Or has he started dictating the Kashmir policy of Congress?
He simply said, this is the prerogative of the government. They have to decide whom to talk and whom not to talk. As far as we are concerned, if somebody will come to meet us, we will talk to them.
No, you invited them.
Get your facts right. When you say all are invited, that includes the separatist leaders. And the question was a pointed question asking whether the separatist leaders are also invited.
No separatists.
Yes, you have said that even if the Hurriyat wants to attend, we welcome them.
So what do you call Mr. Baba Qadri?
No.
Is Mr. Baba Qadri not subscribing to the idea of separatism?
We are talking about Buddhist.
Mr. Baba Qadri himself has said you have invited him.
If any
Mr. Alimuddin,
as well as Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Advani,
today Congress has become hand in glove with the separatists and the militants, just for appeasement politics. Be it Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad or Mr. Saifuddin Soz. You people do politics over dead bodies of our soldiers, and that is condemnable. You will be decimated from India.
Also to Ladakh to talk to the Buddhists. What Buddhists have to do with the separatists? Can you tell me why you are misguiding nation necessarily?
So, what was the UPA doing for 10 years for Kashmiri Pandits? You could not even rehabilitate because you were worried about your minority votes.
There was no bulletin Kashmir.
That is the state of your government. That is the state of affairs in the Congress.
Soldiers are being killed. They are being martyred in the valley because of more than Kargil.
Killing 150 militants in 1 year is chaos. Then yes, chaos has been created. But let me tell you, the kind of tough action that has been taken by the Indian Army, because the central government gave them a free act. We have seen the separatist anti-Indian being arrested.
Let me open this out. Gentlemen, let me open this out. Dr. Varshney.
Abu Dujana being arrested.
What is like-minded, Mr. Alimuddin Khan, between you and those that reject the Indian state? Does the Congress also reject the Indian state, the idea of India? What possible like-mindedness there can be between what Mr. Chidambaram, Ambika Soni, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Dr. Manmohan Singh, and this individual, Babar Qadri, Engineer Rashid, others who swear by the Constitution but are being bankrolled by Pakistan? Is that the like-mindedness?
Sir, we are a political party. After our meeting, if to our senior leaders, if some delegations come from Buddhists, from Christians, from Sikhs, we cannot deny them meeting. Nobody meeting separatists. Where are you bringing the debate?
The invite has gone out to everyone.
This is the confusion.
Even the Hurriyat have been invited.
This is a confusion.
No school of thought, you have said. No school of thought has been objected to.
Who will trust you now?
You have said in your invite, no school of thought.
Who will trust you now, Rahul? Who will trust India?
You have said no school of thought.
Then you said that we are not invited.
No school of thought will be objected to. What does that mean?
To the BJP government.
What does that mean, sir?
They are going to talk to the Hurriyat or not. This is not our problem.
Okay, Dr. Dinesh Varshney. 1 minute. Dr. Dinesh Varshney, let me open this out. Dr. Dinesh Varshney, this is an important point here. India haters are being rewarded by a dialogue. It's coming at precisely the wrong time. And the intent of this dialogue is to try and show up the center that has embarked on yet another attempt to try and engage different strains in Kashmir that are resolved to uphold the constitution. Do you believe the Congress should be doing this at all?
Look, Rahul, if some as far as the matter of national security is concerned, all of us are united.
Mr. Vashnai, please just let us know, do you agree with the idea of Congress meeting the separatists who have been indulging in anti-India activities? Just let us know that. And then we will debate it out.
Is the idea of India...
What is your stand today? Should they be meeting killers of Ayub Pandit? Should they be meeting people who have tortured every Kashmiri? Just answer that before you go into a long sentence narrating everything which is not relevant.
Bhatia ji, please listen to me. Kashmir, BJP
should they be meeting the separatists? Just tell us this. People like Yasin Malik and people like Vitta Karate who have been committing atrocities against the Kashmiris also. Should the Congress be meeting them? Why can't Congress have the spine to tell these people, no, you are acting against India, we will not talk to you. We stand with the government.
Come on, why can't the Congress have the PCC meeting in Srinagar? I am not a spokesperson for Congress, but every political party has a right to have a meeting in the Jammu and Kashmir.
I am not saying, I am saying meeting the separatists is that right or wrong.
For various people. Will he release the list with whom he has met? We are not asking Rajnath Singh ji to release the list of the people
Mr. Dinesh Vashnai, nobody is saying they can't have their meeting in Kashmir. All that we are saying is when they start talking to separatists and to people who do not believe in rule of law, they are sending out wrong message, and that is against the interest of the country.
Kashmir is a political problem. It has to be resolved and resolute politically. It has to be resolute politically, Gaurav Bhatia ji. You are a learner.
Yeah, so you have also started speaking the line of the separatists.
What is the problem with Kashmir? Do not raise a bogey.
No, I understand, but I ask you, a person who does not have faith in our constitution, people like Mr. Baba Qadri, people like Mr. Engineer, Rashid Engineer, who violate the constitution, why should we be talking to them? Such people should be behind bars and the other separatist leaders.
What are you talking? Where is your idea of India when we talk of national integration? Kashmir has to be...
So Gauri Lankesh and Dabholkar, the Congress government could not protect their lives. Condemn the Congress today then.
Yes. Yes.
Gauri Lankesh, Dabholkar.
Now you have a Maharashtra government. Now you have a government in Maharashtra.
The Congress government was in power. They could not protect the lives of our citizens. You condemn, and I am joining you in condemning the Congress.
No, please. No, I am very happy. I am very unhappy. You, according to you, only BJP, RSS...
No, don't twist this. Dr. Dinesh Vashnai, don't twist this. This is a very pointed debate about rewarding those who spew anti-India hate. You know what you're doing here.
Who cannot...
You know what you're doing here, sir. No, 1 second. Are you trying to tell me that left parties...
like every other Indian?
No, I'm not a congressman, but I allow you.
Okay.
Rahul, if you want us on this debate, then kindly allow us to participate.
General Bakshi wants to come in.
Rahul, I would like to make a very critical point that after decades, we have finally started hitting at the financial networks of the terror networks in Jammu and Kashmir. The financial networks were controlled by the Khwaja trader combine, represented by the Hurriyat. They have been hit after decades. They should have been tackled some 20 years back. This was not done. Now it is being done, and the point of the whole issue is that it is the timings of it which is so very wrong. when we have gone after the financial conduits, financial networks, we have uprooted them, started the process of uprooting them. That is the point. That is the point in time. You try and give legitimacy to that same set of Hurriyat, the Rashid engineers who are in the pay of the ISI, and all those others, venom-spewing spokesmen whom we will slowly learn have been speaking not out of conviction, but out of the payments that have been proffered into their accounts. And you want to give legitimacy, you want to revive their faltering images by holding this conference and saying a national party wants to give them credence, a national party will talk to them, would like to hold dialogue with those who are being put under arrest.
Bukhari,
that is the criticality.
That is the point.
For once the financial networks, the critical networks of terror in Jammu and Kashmir have been tackled.
And there is peace.
The timing is horrendous.
Where are the stone pelting brigades? Suhail Bukhari, suddenly the alienation is not driving children out to throw stones, youth out to throw stones. There is something amiss.
Thank you so much for finally figuring out that. Rahul Shivshankar, please, just you had enough of this airtime to yourself, and of course to the spokesperson of BJP, whom definitely you seem to be just providing a platform. And one of the problems and the reasons why we've had issues in Kashmir is because the channels like yours
don't give me lectures. Don't give me lectures.
And the institution of dialogue.
You tell me, Suhail Bukhari, you've been around a long time. I'm a spokesperson for Indian nationalism, and I have no problems. If you tag me, I take it as a badge of honor. 1 second. Do not today try to tell me that anyone today speaking up for the full integration of Jammu and Kashmir is actually, 1 second, is actually playing politics. No one here except for your co-panelists are playing. Politics over patriotism. Sorry. Sorry, sir.
Panelists does not have.
Please get this right.
I would like to counter that, please.
Counter it, sir. Counter it.
We have got everything right, for God's sake. And now, if you listen, Rahul,
what are we asking for? Just bear with me. We are saying that at the time when the government of India has cracked down on the separatists who have been acting against national interests, please don't add fuel to fire. What are we saying? That it is better that you visit the families of Ayub Pandit and Umar Fayaz, who laid down their life for the cause of
point
people
is, Suhail
and
Bukhari,
India, rather than wasting time with the separatists. What
Suhail
are we
Bukhari,
saying? Expedite the trial.
Here is a man on this. Suhail Bukhari, 1 minute, Mr. Bhatia, 1 second. Suhail Bukhari, here is a man on the panel who has been invited. No, 1 second. Suhail Bukhari, please. 1 second. Let me come across to you, Suhail Bukhari.
Yes.
There are individuals like Mr. Gilani, who is the leader of the Hurriyat conference. He doesn't believe in the idea of India. He doesn't believe in the Indian constitution. He boycotts Indian democracy. What do we gain by holding a dialogue with him? How is he a true representative of anyone? You tell me, except for Pakistan. Explain.
Different entities.
Okay, let me tell you.
Do you know?
1 minute. I'm asking Suhail Bukhari.
While I respond, for God's sake, please. So, Rahul, there are two things which are very critical to understand as we discuss this. One, you need to go for dialogue and discussion with the people who do not agree with you. That's the beauty of dialogue. Who do you hold dialogue with? If there are people who already are on board, why do you need a dialogue for them? So you have to have a discussion and dialogue with the people who have a ideology, who have a thought process which is not in sync with you. And that's precisely what is supposed to be done.
Mr. Bukhari, they don't have an ideology. They are paid agents. They are paid agents. They are paid to think in a particular way. And you know that. The proof is mounting.
That may be what Rahul Shivshankar thinks. That's not the case.
It's a fact. Isn't it? It's a fact.
Rahul, listen.
Will come to Kashmir 50 times if required and talk to everybody. We will not talk to terrorists and we will not talk to separatists who don't believe in the idea of one India.
About an individual.
It's very dangerous.
I like this. I like this. Individuals are getting invitations.
As an ostrich, deny the reality.
No, come on. Suhail Bukhari, 1 minute, please. You know, we can have a reasonable dialogue if there is reason on the table. When there is no reason on the table, then you can't have a reasonable dialogue. If an individual is being paid to espouse a particular philosophy,
then do one thing.
No, 1 second. What integrity? What integrity? No, 1 second. What is the integrity of their idea?
Vajpayee and Mr. L.K. Advani, because they have not only held dialogue with these separatists, they have even held dialogue with the gun-wielding militants.
Well, they've learned.
Since then.
That's why they learned. That's why today the Indian state has rejected them.
People have been in the pay of Pakistan's ISI.
No,
you still want us to talk to the ISI?
The other day, and he said he is ready to have dialogue.
Suhail Bukhari, it's a very, very simple proposition. You talked about the idea, the ideology, integrity. But if people are being paid to think, how does that idea have any integrity? What is the 1 second, Dr. Varshney? What's the point of even having a dialogue with people who don't have integrity? Very simple. Suhail Bukhari.
You are on a high moral pedestal to give certificates to people whether they have their ideology or not. That's not going to be the case. Sitting here, I can also tell that you two could have been paid to do a show like this. Only to ensure that you sabotage any process of reconciliation.
You see, sir, Rahul, I'm saying
I wish to just comment on.
I can only debate with people who are going to debate within the bounds of reason. The proof is there. The NI is extracting document after document from the homes of those who are closest to Mr. Gilani, Mr. Mirwais Umar Farooq, Mr. Yasin Malik, documents that are produced in court, documents that have a sanctity, documents on the back of which these individuals are in jail, which show that they are being paid, these individuals, including the Gilanis and company, by Pakistan, and you're telling me I lack reason? That is really bizarre.
Rahul, can I add?
Yes, Mr. Bhatia, very quickly.
Can I make one small point?
Don't have much more time.
That is the first question.
Mr. Sheikh Abdullah
the common minimum program of the BJP and PDP was drawn, there is a statement there that we will talk to the people of Kashmir within the ambit of Kashmiriyat, Insaniyat and Jamhuriyat. But no terrorist or no separatist that gets funds from ISI and Pakistan is covered under that definition, and a person who does not have faith in our constitution, we will not talk with him. Rather, we will act with all our strength and we will eliminate such people in national interest.
Absolutely. And dialogue has been taking place with these individuals. And Dr. Varshney needs to tell me.
Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee for having initiated a dialogue.
But what changed? But what changed, Mr. Suhail Bukhari? What changed? You see, you can only change the mind of those who are willing to accept another point of view. Those who are paid never to accept the other point of view are never going to change. That's why you've had...
Rahul, may I leave?
That's why you have had situations where you have had impasse. We leave it at this. I'm running out of time. Excuse me, I'm running out of time. Please, Dr. 1 second. General Bakshi, your final thoughts on the show, sir.
Agree with us.
General Bakshi.
But that does not mean that we should talk.
General Bakshi,
we should
sum this up.
With
3 points.
Who are in the pay of Pakistan.
Sum this up in 3 points, General Bakshi.
We should not talk with the minions of the ISI. That, I am afraid, is striking at the national interests.
Okay.
And the timing of that is most odious.
Okay. We leave it at this. We leave it at this. We've run out of time. Lots more coming up.